Wherever there's news about Microsoft and Xbox, I've got to talk about it, because looking at it now, they are a bunch of cowards. They're a bunch of people who just back off on what they say, and they get a lot of criticism, and all of that criticism, for the most part, is incredibly well deserved, just like the criticism I'm about to give them right now. In a positive way, I want to say. Microsoft is backing away from $80 games, and The Outer Worlds 2 is instead going to cost $70, quote unquote, in line with current market conditions. So, basically, what's happened is that a tweet was sent from the Twitter page for The Outer Worlds, and basically they tried to like role play within the world of Outer Worlds as they tweet things and spread information, similar to like how Helldivers does, from Super Earth, we need as many freedom fighters to fight freedom because aliens are up against our, I don't know, justice, whatever. Anyway, I haven't played as much Helldivers 2. But basically the idea is that the tweet says, we at the Earth Directorate have worked with Redacted to revise the price of The Outer Worlds 2, Obsidian joked in a tweet. And so now I'm thinking to myself, what the heck is the point of this? Because originally this game was announced to have an $80 price tag. They have since backed away from that. The Outer Worlds, when it originally came out, the original game, was not a $60 game. It was a $50 game when Obsidian released it, and it was released on multiple platforms and was incredibly successful. But the thing is that The Outer Worlds is not a game that, when you look at it, should cost as much as it does. It definitely feels like a cheaper title that was made in a shorter development cycle. Now, I don't know if other people agree with that statement, but that's when I look at it, that's how it feels like. And so, I really don't know how else to take it. Either they got so much backlash from the price that they had to turn around and change their mind, or something else happened, and I don't think we'll truly understand what that might have been, what the internal machinations of Obsidian, the leadership discussions between Obsidian and Xbox, or between Xbox and Microsoft. Like, who knows where the decision was made, but either way, while I'm happy that the game doesn't cost as much, I'm still annoyed by the fact that they even thought they could get away with that price to be. So the price has actually been updated on The Outer Worlds 2's Steam page. It wasn't that long after Big Games jumped from 60 to 70 that Nintendo got the ball rolling into $80 being the standard for Mario Kart World. And for some reason, before release, Nintendo was actually charging $90 for the physical copy of Mario Kart World, which they then, I think, didn't do and just went with the $80 price tag instead. And so Microsoft, obviously eager to continue moving that forward, thought, hey, Outer Worlds 2 is going to cost $80. Surprisingly enough, the guys who kickstarted pricing into $70 PlayStation actually isn't in any rush to increase their prices, it seems like. Because a lot of games that they're releasing as of late have been more sort of multiplayer focused live service titles that players don't necessarily want to play, but those have actually been priced at around $40, which is at least interesting to see, that sort of thing happen. But it looks like Microsoft's eagerness to follow suit has subsided, as the company's told Windows Central that it will keep fully priced holiday releases at $70, which it says is in line with current market conditions. And I really wonder, what the hell does current market conditions even mean anymore? Yes, $70 has now been seen as a normal price, but that doesn't mean it's worth the $70 that you're charging for it. And then I thought about it even longer for a moment and realized Game Pass. Microsoft's first-party games are going to release on Game Pass, so this price decrease doesn't actually affect Microsoft or players of Xbox games, or rather people who use Xbox Game Pass. This will affect people who play on other platforms like PC and PlayStation. So This game is coming out on PlayStation as well, mind you. So I'm not surprised by that, because I don't think anyone on PlayStation is going to buy this game for $80. Either they have extremely poor pre-order numbers, or not many people have wishlisted the game, or they anticipate that almost all, if not a significant majority of players, are going to play the game on Game Pass for just a month and then just cancel the subscription immediately afterwards, because it's not necessarily as headline grabbing a game than a lot of other games that they could be putting on the service as a whole. So there's got to be some level of disconnect in there somewhere where they've thought, okay, clearly it's not going to be a good idea to price the game at $80 US. Otherwise, Obsidian's other RPG, Avowed, released at $70 and is available on Game Pass, which it was basically an important thing to bring up, is that Xbox players are not going to buy games. They're just going to wait for everything to come to Game Pass, because that's how they've been basically conditioned. And that's basically the default for Microsoft games moving forward. Less than 6 months after launch, Avowed was discontinued to $46.89 during the Steam Summer Sale. Discounted, not discounted. I don't know why I said discontinued, but anyway. Meanwhile, though, we've seen some publishers pushing their prices in other directions. One of the most praised RPGs of the year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, launched at $50. Survival game Dune Awakening also launched at $50 US. So, interesting to see where pricing metrics are currently coming up on the gaming space, but I do think that Microsoft and Xbox are a bunch of cowards, not sticking to their guns and seeing their game fail because they overpriced it in the market. So it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see how things go. But with all of that being said, however, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year. With all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.